Good morning, St. Lucas. It's good to be with you yet again on another day that the Lord has made and invited us into as we continue to walk this journey of life together as a congregation and as a community and as followers of Christ. I wanted to share just some interesting thoughts to leave you with for the day. As I look at our scripture text for Sunday, as I consider what we're called to preach on and teach on, as I consider how we worship together and letting scripture kind of guide some of that, I wanted to share a note actually from one of my Bibles. So this Sunday, we're going to look at the story of Jacob and Esau. And part of that story, you may remember, is Jacob actually wrestling with a man, it says, but we usually understand it to be an angel or some sort of heavenly being. But Jacob wrestles with this man. It says, Jacob was left alone, and a man wrestled with him until daybreak. So all night he's wrestling. So when the man saw that he did not prevail against Jacob, he struck him on the hip socket, and Jacob's hip was put out of joint as he wrestled with him. Then he said, "Let me go, for the day is breaking." But Jacob said, "I will not let you go unless you bless me." So he said to him, "What is your name?" And he said, "Jacob." And then the man said, "You shall no longer be called Jacob, but Israel, for you have striven with God and with humans, and have prevailed." And then Jacob asked him, "Please tell me your name." But he said, "Why is it that you ask my name?" And there he blessed him. You know, there's a lot of different interpretations of this text and different places that we can take it and let it work on us as scripture does. But I think the concept of wrestling is one that is important to me right now, with the different things that we are wrestling with individually, the things we are wrestling with as a community, things that we wrestle with theologically, and then things that we wrestle with in relationship to and with one another. And the notes in this Bible, it's the Wesley Study Bible, are really interesting because it talks about that moment where Jacob turns and asks the man his name. And it says, and then he asks for a blessing. He said, "I'm not going to let you leave until you bless me." And it says, Jacob's request for a blessing indicates that the stranger is no longer hostile, but has become an ally, and that the name change comes as a result of Jacob's request for a blessing. Name changes imply a change of character, life circumstances, or status. And I want to leave you with this question to kind of carry through your day today. Are there people or ideas that you have wrestled with? People who have maybe initially felt like combatants, felt like adversaries, felt like people who were just going to always push back against anything you thought or said or did, people that challenged you. But that in the end, because of those relationships, because you stayed in it, because you chose to wrestle with them, that on the other side you found yourself blessed. Or on the other side, you found yourself changed in some way, with a new name in some way. I want us to consider right now in the ways that we are being challenged and the things we're having to wrestle with, whether that is with this pandemic, whether that's with family relationships, whether that is with what's going on in our country, whether that is with how our individual relationships are changing and are challenged because of what's going on in our country and around the world. Or they're people who every time you see them post on Facebook or every time you have a conversation with them, you feel like they are just looking to wrestle with you. And I want to open the question, might those be conversations, might those be challenges that are actually seeking to help you find some blessing or seeking to help you be transformed in some way? So I want you to consider that today as you go throughout your day. What are those moments where you find yourself being invited into maybe a holy wrestling match that is a way that God is seeking to help you be transformed and become blessed in some way? We look forward to hearing how those relationships or those conversations go as we continue to journey together. Blessings on you and your day and your week. Look forward to seeing you on Sunday in worship as we continue to wrestle with this passage and continue to seek the God who has called each of us. Amen.